Record. Okay. Okay,
Okay,
can.
so whoever watching this recording, this is just a review of how a review of editors are. Reviews are very important because you need to use editors like tools and not get them to do the entire thing. Right? If not, you'll not be effective. So
Mm.
Rustam, I'm going to train you how to think over here, right? I think okay, so in this case, what was the instruction given to you, Rustam?
Sorry,
What
sorry,
was the
sorry.
instruction given to you?
What is project? What is
Yeah,
project?
yeah.
Yeah. Sean, give me that the video should be stay on raw.
Okay.
Just a fast face, just like fast face street interview.
Okay, yes.
And just have some overlays, some pictures.
Mm.
What about talking about the about Pambi? Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe yeah, that's it. Uh, for this video.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so the
He
overlays.
didn't he Shen didn't give me some specific fonts when it comes to fonts and the colors of the fonts. They give me all just like
Okay, so never mind. Yeah, it
uh
doesn't matter. So the fonts should be
yeah.
something that is brand related, right? So
Yeah.
brand fonts should be chosen beforehand. If most you have two kind of content formats, then the fonts will be maximum two different fonts, right? But you don't want to have too many fonts coming along. So that's more basic stuff, right? That's more basic stuff. It's fine. This one, okay, you scroll down. This is the brief, yeah. This is the brief. So
Yes.
I believe these briefs are more specific to yeah, okay, we decided that. How long do you take to do this, Shenhao?
This
How long do you
video.
take? No, no, I'm talking about Shenhao. How long do you take to do this brief?
Sorry.
This brief actually the for the initial draft, I was still adding things in. Then this was right after yesterday's draft. Then I added a few more things lah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, right, if you want certain overlays, I think that's fine. But a lot of times, especially if it's a specific interview, you want certain overlays, you have to give it to them. But by and large, I think the editor should choose certain overlays or certain animations based on what is relevant to the speech lah.
Mm.
Yeah, so for example, if you're talking about certain things, certain animations can be a bit more relevant, but this one
Mm.
obviously are very specific, right? You don't need to add in things like the voiceover thing. That one you don't need to. It doesn't add value to it. So the scholarship thing, like it doesn't really add value to it. What I'm saying, yeah, it looks very like Microsoft Paint-ish when you add in
Okay.
a random overlay from the net. It's
Mm.
either it's in your her own scholarship or like you just like scholarship use an emoji. Yeah, but
Oh.
this subject
Mm.
comment, yeah. So a lot of this like subject combination thing, it doesn't add value to the edit. You scroll down. What is this subject Is it just a random picture on the net?
No, this is her actual subject combination and her results.
Okay, that's fantastic. So that adds value to that, right? So
Yeah.
that needs to stay for around like 7 seconds for people to appreciate that. Yeah.
Mm.
So that is it. Yeah. So that's fine. Okay. So this is fine. Okay. Going back to the edit, right, Rustam, you just overlaid stuff, right? Okay.
Yeah.
First, technical stuff, right? There are some stuff where he's talking and the video is not on him. Yeah. So just take note of that. Now, in terms of other technical edits, right, you notice that sometimes the frame stays on her for a bit too long, maybe like more than 7 seconds. You need to add some variety, whether that's a zoom cut, whether that's a slow zoom. So generally, there's
Okay.
a stepping shot, there's a zoom cut, and there's a slow zoom. You have to change between every 7 seconds at minimum. Can be less than that, but every 7 seconds. If let's say she does like a three-part rhetoric, which means that she's saying three things at once. She's saying like these are 3 points, and then she talks about okay, so the key to success is three things, like perseverance, resilience, and kindness. So every time she says one word, you can do a one-part zoom. That's another common
Okay.
editing technique where you use like a one-part zoom and a sound effect to emphasize one word, and then it comes out one by one.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is another way that you can do things. Yeah, so that is just a suggestion for an edit, but it's not crucial. Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the more important thing here is that I still see a lot of micro pauses. Yeah, there's still a lot of micro pauses in between sentences and within sentences. Yeah, so if you
Mm-hmm.
scroll to the start again, you play the video.
Can you all hear?
Rustam, Shana, you're sharing, is it? You need to stop share and share your sound.
Okay. Share sound. How to share sound? Share sound.
There is a sound button there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Bambi, what do you do for a living?
I'm a film producer and I produce documentaries in short form, long form, and in series.
I heard during the Careers Day at Diamond High that you shared that you got your scholarship on a piece of paper. Could you share just briefly to teenagers, especially JC kids and poly kids?
When I was studying in Diamond High, my grades weren't the best, but very early on, I knew that I wanted to do film and to do video. So what I did was, I couldn't qualify for a lot of these scholarships, but I went to do an internship that was introduced by
Wait,
the then
This
principal.
is more of a technical, this is more of a technical thing, right, Shana? But then you basically have to set the pace of the interview. So you notice that people usually mirror you, right? If you speak a bit faster, people speak a bit faster. This pace is a little bit slow for me. Yeah. So if you go back to the question that you asked, right, I would just say like, the question is, you play you yourself asking the question again.
It's a bit long lah. We can cut off some words. Yeah.
At Diamond High that you shared that you got your Careers Day.
Maybe I show you the original because Rustam cut off some words. I show you the original.
Yeah.
So Bambi,
So
what
you
do you
gave
do for
Rustam creative, you gave Rustam creative direction to like cut things, is it?
My initial instructions was just to put this wide angle shot
Yeah. Okay.
into
Yeah.
like
I
overlay with
understand.
this.
I understand. So Rustam, right? So in this case, is the editor and the communication already. So what I always suggest is that generally, if you want your editor to put together things, it's okay. But the content cut should be done by you guys before one until you get used to it. Then you pass it until you pass it editor. Because the reason for that is that I want you to know what constitutes a good edit on a content cut side. Then Rustam just does the everything else, right? He does the zoom cuts, he does the captions, he does the animations. Yeah.
Okay.
So then you settle the content cuts, which includes the micro pauses. So what you're doing
Okay.
also is you're cutting the micro pauses. You're setting the context for the editor so that he knows that, oh, in future, I want these micro pauses to be like really cut.
Okay.
So
Meaning the overlaying, I will
no, micro
basically
pauses are essentially like the pauses in between when you take long, when either they take long to explain something or between sentences there's a pause. Yeah.
Okay. My
So
mistake was I had two videos concurrently recording,
okay.
which I now realize actually you don't need. You just need a wide angle, then the
Yeah, okay,
editor
yeah.
can zoom
Yeah,
in. Yeah.
correct. Yeah. So for this one, I think it's the context is different because you need him to overlay different stuff, right? So it's justified to use, but in general, if you just shoot on one camera, like you said, one
Yeah.
iPhone, it's really
Yeah.
easy to edit a content cut, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, and you don't even need to do zoom, you just need to edit the content. Like the zoom will be done by like the editor.
Yep.
So okay, you play this video. What you wanted to share with me? Yeah.
My question was actually here.
Okay.
One more question.
No, not this. This one.
Yeah.
So Bambi, what do you do for a living?
I'm a film producer and I produce documentaries
Okay,
in short
let's
form, long
pause.
form, and in series.
Okay, just pause here. Okay, so again, okay, this is more technical. This is not edit related lah. But this is not technical, and I don't expect Rustam to know this. But again, Rustam is good for you to know also, right? Because it helps you as an editor. So in this case, right, remember my sharing about bringing the conflict to the front. Yeah, so there's no conflict here when you're asking this question. There's no textual hook and there's no conflict. So most people are going to scroll away in the first 3 seconds because what you do for a living is too boring.
Yep.
Yeah, plus she doesn't do anything spectacular for a living. So it's either you bring the conflict to the front, the fact that she was rejected by a scholarship or something, and how she would get it, right? And do a text something like fighting for a scholarship after getting rejected. So at least people who look at it will be like, oh, I'm looking for a scholarship. I'm looking for some. You see, then the two groups of people, right? One is they're looking for a scholarship and they're like, oh, wow, let me listen to this person's story. Right? Maybe I can get some insights. Or people who just get rejected from things in general and want to chase after things that you're rejected from. Then they will also be interested. Yeah. So you kind of hit to the target audience with this textual hook plus that question, bringing the conflict to the front, you know. Or if you say something super like insightful or something like a mic drop moment, then you can use that as a moment hook. Yeah, but generally it's just bringing the conflict to the front. This one has no conflict. Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Then after that, then you can go back into what you do for a living. I think that's fine. Like you can do a moment hook. Yeah. You can do a
Moment hook means.
moment hook means like in the entire thing, the moment that is the most like attention grabbing, you put it to the front.
Mm.
You cut into the video. Like for example,
Mm.
Imran, he just did a video. He just did a video saying like I lost both my parents to cancer. You didn't get to see my success. Then that is the moment. That's the most like hooky part of the video, ma. So he put that at the
Mm.
hook. Then he cut into say hi, I'm Imran, and most of you might see me from one. Yeah, you
Mm.
get it. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Yeah, the
There's
same thing.
one
So
part that Bambi said the
yeah,
scholarship is literally just a piece of paper the CEO write, do good for society and sign
okay,
off.
but that's fine. But then that doesn't mean that doesn't like that will not register in people's head as a conflict.
Okay.
Because you get what I mean? So it's like unless you say a degree is just a piece of paper, a receipt to tell me how much you spend on education, then it makes sense because everyone knows the degree. But
Yeah.
if you look at say a scholarship, right? It's a little bit more niche in that sense that if she says scholarship is just a piece of paper, then the texture hook has to accompany it. The texture hook has to accompany it. Is a scholarship really useful? Then it
Mm.
makes a bit sense. Yeah, then fine. Then I think use that as a texture hook. Yeah, use that as a verbal hook and textual hook because people is educational related and something that everyone can relate to. Yeah, then you use that as a hook. Then you move into the edit, right? What you do for a living, make it quick, and then switch over to the conflict, right? Straight away, context setting plus then you set the conflict. I heard that you got a question on a piece of paper, something like that. Shorten the question, cut the pauses, then go straight to answer. And the same principle has to apply throughout this edit. Anything that is not engaging or entertaining has to be cut. Yeah, and then you also cut the micro pauses in between. In this case, we try speeding up 1.2 times and see how it looks like because you speak a little softer. Usually, I don't recommend people to speed up. The reason for that is because the video sounds a little bit funny. So I much rather you speak
Mm.
properly in post than try and speed up speak properly in pre than try and speed up in post.
Okay. Okay. 1.2 lah, not 1.5 lah.
Yeah, no, 1.5 because people can speed up on their own. Yeah. So it's
Ah,
it's just capturing it. Okay, you play in 1.2 times now. Let me watch it.
1.25 lah. Same
Yeah,
thing, right?
1.25 is fine. Yeah. Yeah, you just play it.
in series.
I heard during the Careers Day at Dunman High that you shared that you got your scholarship on a piece of paper. Could you share just briefly to
Yeah,
teenagers?
it's fine. Yeah, 1.2 is fine.
All the kids.
When I was studying in Diamond High, my grades weren't the best, but very early on, I knew that I wanted to do film and to do video. So what I did was I couldn't
Stop here,
qualify.
stop here.
Yeah.
So there's another possibility about if let's say you want to use a grades hook, right? And like my grades weren't the best. That's something that relates to a lot of people. So then you can shift that to the front as possible as an alternative hook. You can just edit two hooks in, and then just post both and see which one. Post both like 3 days, 4 days apart, and see which one does better. So the second hook will be my grades weren't the best, blah blah blah, right? So that will be in the front, and then your texture hook can be its grades needed for success. Its grades needed for a dream job. Yeah.
Mm.
So that is your alternative textual hook and verbal hook. Yeah. So you test both videos and see which one does better.
When you say both videos means it's actually the same video.
It's the same video, only the hook is different.
Oh, then the viewers will see two videos.
They will not see two videos because most of them, for a new account, most of them will not watch back that video. It just hits a different target audience.
I see.
But what you're trying to see is that which account does better, which video does better. You know that I do this as well. There's some videos, right, that I post, like only have like I remember posting the uncle one because my hook was so confusing, right? That
Yeah.
had a line of like 10,000, 3,000, 10,000 views.
Ah.
I reshot the hook. I reshot the hook to make it like just straight away the uncle sleeping on the ground and straight away into the edit. I think that video had like 300K views.
I see.
Yeah. So sometimes it's really just fun part that makes a difference.
So after that, you remove the lousier one.
You can just leave it there. Nobody bothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was even thinking, should I split this video into two?
Possible if you want to. Yeah, possible because you speak about a lot of things, right? So you can shift one to the focus on scholarship, and then one to be focused on grades. But then this one is up to you to decide. I think the editor, unless it's an intern or unless it's someone that is very skilled and he catches your drift and you know everything, then I'll say, hey, Shabil, my intern, this is a video. I want you to split into 2 videos.
Right.
Yeah, and you find textual hooks and verb hooks for each video. That one can, but then your editor has to be very, very well trained by that point. Yeah.
Mm.
And I think eventually I might reach that capability, but understand also that capability, you wouldn't get this course also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Plus on top of that, right? You okay, so you still can use editors for like for a little bit. For like I said, SFX and captions is the most like easy to use, right? So
Mm.
that one is easy. That one, and also it doesn't take much time. So that one is the most important usage of editors, especially from my side, right? From VAs. But
Mm.
if you want say cuts that are very good, if you want content cuts that are clean, I suggest you do it yourself first to learn it. Then, if you all have the finance to do it, you either find a good intern that you guys know that you attract that share similar values as you, it's from media, from
Mm.
that he wants an internship, whatever. Then
Mm.
you can easily train the person to do all this stuff, right? Or you get someone that purely edits content cuts from Singapore. Then
Mm.
you pay them for content cuts only. You get what I mean? Then
Mm.
the captions one and the SFX usually takes the most time to do. Yeah, but the content cuts take the most brain power, takes the most
Mm.
potency. You get what I mean? So it's just about putting people in the right place and assembling a team that makes sense for you. Yeah, it can be
Okay.
one person. Oh yeah, you just need to assemble a team that makes sense for you financially as well as your working style. But
Okay.
but but all this, right, only can happen if you know what a good edit constitutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, Rastam is doing a good job. Like it's nothing wrong with this. So he just needs to cut all the micro pauses, right? So Rastam, I
Mm.
suggest you cut all the micro pauses. The issue with this, right, is that the captions are already there. So if you want to edit, right, it's gonna be a bit difficult because then you have to edit the captions also. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I get what I mean, right? So if let's say
Yeah,
now
yeah.
he this edit
Cut
to
already,
cut,
then the timing off, ma.
it's not the timing of it's the captions cannot be cut halfway also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if like you cut just one word, then but the whole caption will still appear on the screen, then it will not be
Yeah.
aligned with.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is this case you just take out the caption. Let me think. What's the best way to do this? Okay, I tell you what. Yeah, we do it now, lah. We do it now. In this edit po pian, then anyway it's recorded also, so I can teach people. Okay, come, Rastan, you play from the start. I'll tell you what to cut. Yeah, I'll tell you what to cut now. Yeah, you play from the start. Shall I play from the start? Okay, and then you need to type it into the frame IO also when I tell you to cut certain things. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a
Yeah.
film producer and I produce documentaries in short form, long form, and in series.
I heard during the Careers Day at Diamond High
Okay, play that one.
about your
Play,
scholarship.
play that one.
Huh?
Play that. No, play at one. Play at one speed.
One.
Play at normal speed. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Could you share just briefly to teenagers, especially JC kids and poly
Okay. Stop.
kids?
Stop.
When I was
Stop.
studying
Okay. Can you share especially to teenagers? Take away JC and poly kids. Okay. Can you share? There's a pause between share and to. You need to cut that pause also.
Yeah.
Can you share to teenagers? Can you share pause to teenagers? That pause need to take out. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Teenagers, especially JC kids and poly kids.
Especially JKs and poly kids take out, right? That's already. Yeah.
When I was studying in Diamond High, my grades weren't the best, but very early on, I knew that I wanted to do film and to do video.
Sorry, just
It's
now, actually, Drastam cut off my JC and poly kids who want to achieve something, but
Yeah.
fearful, something like fearful because
Okay,
of
then just
parental
change to
pressures.
teenagers. Yeah, then just cut the JC poly kids. Include teenagers who blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you include back in that part. So JC, teenagers who want to do something but fear of judgment or whatever you say.
Yeah, parental pressures or other reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So just include that part in there.
Okay.
JC kids and poly kids?
When I was studying in Diamond High, my grades weren't the best, but very early on, I knew that I wanted to do film and to do video. So what I
Stop.
did was I
Stop.
couldn't qualify
Stop.
for a lot.
Stop. Okay. I think in this case, the case to do video, I think it's fine. I wanted to cut to do video. It's 50-50 on this. Yeah,
Mm.
film is generally video, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to cut, I mean, I'm 50-50 on. The reason why I said to do video, because video more relatable than film. Film people might think it's like a very like big ass thing. But
Yeah.
video, not really do video. So in this case, just include it in. Yeah, okay.
Of these
Next.
scholarships, but I went to do an internship that was introduced by the then principal, Dr. Fu Suan Fong. And when I was there,
No need. I went to do an internship. Cut. That was introduced by then principal, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Ah,
Cut away who the internship was introduced by. I know that
okay.
this is a Diamond High like video, right? But like I
Yeah.
said, in the grand scheme of things, you're already featuring this person on Diamond High. Overall the school's image is being represented. I don't think you
Yeah.
need to put in the principal's name to like or who the interview was like internship was introduced by. Yeah. Can
Okay.
by the then principal, Dr. Fu Suan Fong. And when I was there, I was very vocal about my needs and about my financial situation. And fortunately, they found me to be a hard worker. And they actually, the company which was called
Okay, stop.
MFU,
Okay,
offered
stop.
me.
Stop. So if you want to add value to this edit, right? If you want to add value to this edit, you can put at the top, right? Like a overlay, tips to do well in internship. Tips for internship. Then the first point is be vocal and take initiative. Right? Then the second number would be, it's like a board at the top. Like number 2 would be be honest about your needs respectfully. Right? So that's the second point. So when she's talking, right, that Rustam, you understand, right? And Rustam is done talking here already, so you could understand. At the top, you put like a clipboard, how to do well internship, and then point 1, point 2. So this kind of edits animation stuff, like adds value to the edit because it cements the point of the takeaways that people can get from this video, especially as someone that does internships. So sorry, especially because everybody does internships. Yeah, okay? All right.
Okay. So it will be how to do well in internships or tips.
Yeah,
Tips
that's fine. That's
for
fine. No, just
tips for
tips for internship. Yeah, team internship. Yeah.
yeah.
Be not
Number one.
again. Too long. See, it's too long. Remember, when you put overlays, it has to be short. So the first one is be vocal and take initiative. Right. The second point 2, is be open about your needs respectfully. Yeah. Be
Okay.
open about
Okay.
needs. Be open about needs respectfully.
How long should the pop-up be?
It pops up when she's talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Because
running
it's-
edit. It's not like yeah. It's
It's
only it
almost-
pops up when she talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
almost
the
back
moment
to
she
back.
starts talking about it, then we stop it. It's simple as that. Yeah, okay,
Okay.
play a bit.
There, I was very vocal about my needs and about my financial situation. And fortunately, they found me to be a hard worker. And the company, which was called MM2, offered me like a bursary scholarship situation. And it didn't have any bond. It was out of the kindness of the CEO's heart. He just wrote a piece of paper and said, do
Okay, this is good.
for
This is good.
society.
This is good. Okay, stop. Okay, so this is very good. This could even be an alternative third book as well.
Yeah.
This could be where we just test it and see, right? So the third hook could be he didn't expect anything. There was no bond. Right? So the verb hook was there's no bond. He didn't expect anything. He just wrote on a piece of paper, do good for society, out of the kindness of his heart, blah blah. So that is the verbal hook. Then the textual hook would be can you fight for scholarships or can you negotiate to get scholarships? Yeah, can you negotiate to get scholarships? Fair fight, 6 words. Yeah.
Negotiate your own scholarships.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So this is the alternative third texture you can try. But the rest of the edit will be the same, like I said. Okay, yeah, you continue playing.
Stop. He signed off and he paid for my entire tuition fees for uni. So I guess there's
Okay,
no
stop,
one
stop,
way
stop,
to get your...
Okay, stop. So this should be the verbal hook. Okay. So he signed off like he signed off, he stopped and he signed off my entire tuition fees for university. Okay, so that is he agreed he signed entire tuition for university. That in itself could be a verbal hook by itself, but I want to give a bit more context, right? I'll go back and I'll say that he just wrote on a piece of paper, do good for society. Yeah, so for that the before one, you can change the order. So whoever watching this recording, right, this is called sequencing. This is another skill set in editing that is important because sometimes sequencing you can play around with sequencing to put a narrative that is the same, but because of the way you structure it, it's more engaging versus the other way around. So sometimes you don't need to go by sequential edits. In Radical Riches, right? Sometimes I tell my editors to move certain things to the front. Obviously, when I record interview, I would mostly do it in chronological order that I want the edit to be done because it's just easier on post. But at certain times where I find that, this is very boring. Like it takes a long time to get an interesting story. Then I'll shift one question to the front. Yeah, I'll shift the back question to the front, and then they do it. But nowadays I hardly ever do it already because I'm so skilled that I know exactly what chronological order it is. So before the interview, the questions that I ask, right, are designed to engage and rehook. Yeah. So I don't really need to reorder that much. Okay. So yeah, but just take note of these guys who are watching this. Okay. Yeah, move on.
Your scholarship or to go to uni.
So basically, you don't have to always just look out for the career and scholarship portals.
Correct.
You can,
It's portals, career and scholarship portals.
forge your own path.
Yes.
Yeah, can.
If given a choice to choose again, is there anything that you might have done differently?
Something I would do differently if I was still in school is to know more about what the school offers and
Okay.
know more about the school's
If
facilities.
you have a choice to do again and cut. Yeah, to do again and cut. Yeah. You said if you have a choice to do again, right?
Yes.
If given a choice to choose again, is there anything that you might have
I
done
choose
differently?
again and cut.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Is there anything that you might have done differently?
Something I would do differently if I was still in school is to know more about what the school offers and know more about the school's facilities. Because I remember when I was in university and when I was in Dunman High, if I had started to make my portfolio earlier, it could have made a difference in where I was going to go next time. And the school has a lot of facilities. They've got like
Stop,
editing
stop.
labs, they've got
Stop. Okay, so she says pause, right? That part can cut as well.
computer labs. Some people have cameras, so don't feel limited that you can only do something after you graduate. You can do something when you're in the school also.
What would you say to A-level graduates who may not have done so well and are struggling to, in your situation, to pursue something that
Yes.
you want?
I think for the students,
Okay, stop. I prefer to add in question marks lah. So every time you ask a question, try and add in punctuations. Personally, I like to capitalize the start of sentences, but like I said, it's not necessary. Yeah, it's not
Or
necessary.
should there be a texture overlay of the question?
I think so. That makes it more clear. So I think that the question should be done on a textual overlay and not a normal like caption edit, but it's not crucial lah. It's not crucial. In fact, this kind of caption, what font is this, Rustam?
This is a Montserrat Black.
Sorry?
A Montserrat Black.
Yeah, okay.
Montserrat.
Whatever the font is, I
Montserrat
think it's
Black.
pretty good, right? But this kind of font is more suitable for action-oriented stuff. For interviews, I think it's okay, but it means that you only can do it three max on the screen, right? Like if not, it'll be too cluttered. So I don't. Yeah, it's fine. I have no issues about this. It's just that personally, I prefer a little bit smaller and no, actually, you know what? No, this is fine. Yeah, it's just efficiency-wise. Efficiency-wise, I'm okay to have like 3 or 4 on the screen. Captions at one time. This one is like 1 to 2 really. Yeah. Okay.
This is too much, is it?
Yeah. You played that video?
Romanians with their stories. They were once students just like us, active in CCAs, growing and dreaming big. But Bambi's journey wasn't always
No,
smooth.
this is fine. This is fine. This is perfect. Yeah. This is fine. Like 3 to 5, 6. I think it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we be
Can-
consistent?
some variety is fine. Yeah, this one you can decide on your own. I think, yeah, this one you can decide on your own. Because currently your content pillars are a bit messy, quote unquote messy. So if you have a vlog style content, if you have vlog style content pillars, right, you can try and use that font. If you interview style, you can use this font. So you just
Okay.
decide. Yeah, you decide and you write it down on your brand like thing so that it's very clear. Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Something
Okay.
I would do
Yeah.
differently if I was still in school is to know more about what the school offers and know more about the school's facilities. Because I remember when I was in university and when I was in Diamond High, if I
Okay,
had
stop,
started to
stop.
make my portfolio,
Stop. I think the whole part about she's saying that, like, one thing I know about in school, just straight away cut to know more about the school's facilities and what the school offers.
Okay.
So the front part where she sets the context again, not necessary because
if I
it's
was
already
still in
understood
school,
that she's in school.
Yeah.
is to
Yeah. You get
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
So I hope you're watching the recording understand my thought process. After a while you get used to it because you have to ask yourself, is this really understood in the grand scheme of the narrative? If it is, then
Yeah.
you have to cut it.
Yeah.
know more about what the school offers and know more about the school's facilities. Because I remember when I was in university and when I was in Diamond High, if I had started to make my portfolio earlier, it could have made a difference in where I was going to go next time. And the school has a lot of facilities. They've got like editing labs, they've got computer labs, some people have cameras. So don't feel limited that you can only do something after you graduate. You can do something when
It
you're
is very good. Yeah, so this is actually pretty good, right? So like if you want to add in also like a tips at the top, it can be tips, make use of school facilities, make use of school facilities, ask how the school can support your passions. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like an add-on, to what you're saying. It's quite value adding, So you want to accentuate with a clipboard edit at the top. I think it's okay. Yeah.
Clipboard edit means what?
Yeah. Russell knows what I'm talking about. It's just
Okay.
basically a clipboard at the top, and then like in the blank space in the clipboard, you put in the words.
Okay.
Or
Sorry,
Tip
Kevin.
number
whatever
3.
variation you want doesn't matter. As long as it's aesthetic and it's not at the top where people cannot see. It has to be somewhere in the middle, like the upper middle third.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this case, there's barely enough space, right? Just nice lah.
Yeah, I would probably put it
Or here.
somewhere in the top left. Like you see a head. You see
Yeah.
where that poster is.
Okay. Here lah.
It's not there, not there. How to say? Here. Okay, so you put a cursor on the head. Put a
On the
cursor
head.
on the head. Okay, then move it slightly up, slightly left, slightly left. Okay, you see this paper? Yeah. So
Request to record on my computer, right? Okay.
what do you mean? I'm recording on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, you just play where you want.
Share sound. Okay, so anyway, we were here. You were talking about at the top of the head. Move to the left.
The
clipboard.
Yeah, correct. Correct. So the clipboard is the top left there. Okay, next. Just play.
facilities. Because I remember when I was in university and when I was in Diamond High, if I had started to make my portfolio earlier, it could have made a difference in where I was going to go next time.
Okay,
And the
stop,
school has
stop.
a lot of
Okay, this entire statement when she's talking, there's a lot of micro pauses in between. Those can be cut. Yeah, so if you play on the edit itself, you look at the sound bar, you'll notice that there are gaps, there are stops in the sound bar and the audio. That's one way to look at it. But because I edit so much that I train myself to already know where the micro pauses are. Yeah, but you can use the sound bar to see like which are the pauses that doesn't have like a audio peak.
Yep.
That's what some editors do. But for me, after a while, when I hear, I would know. Because if you hear Colchester's one and you hear this, there's a very clear distinction. Yeah, after a while, you will know. Yeah, okay, so you just continue.
facilities. They've got like editing labs, they've got computer labs, some people have cameras. So don't feel limited that you can only do something after you graduate. You can do something when you're in the school also.
What would you say to A-level graduates who may not have done so well, and are struggling to, in your situation, like, to pursue something that they truly want?
I think for the students who are struggling in school
Stop.
are not so confident that there
Okay, you play first. Yeah.
will be a light at the end of the tunnel once you graduate, I would say
Straight away
A-levels
go
is
to
not the
straight
most
away go
important.
to straight away go to I would say. Straight away go to I would say. The part where she hedges, she repeats your question, don't need. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the pain is already there. People don't need to repeat, like hear the pain again. Like the pain is damn strong for them really. Yeah.
Okay.
So the answer is more important. Yeah.
In your life, there are many ways to forge your own path, especially if the path is not particularly academic. Mine wasn't particularly academic. I just built good habits, I built good connections, and I worked hard to make nice films and nice videos. And ultimately, I still have a career in something that I really love. So I think for juniors who might feel discouraged that they won't be able to find a meaningful or maybe even well-paying career, just follow your heart and do everything to the best that you can, and automatically there will be an opportunity that will be carved out because you created a path in that area.
People in Singapore especially have the impression that it's difficult to survive, especially financially.
Okay, so these are all very good questions, right? I would say split into two. Yeah, split into two. Like this itself can be one video. So from here onwards, create another video. So from here onwards, right? Like create another video. This is your hook. Like, can arts survive in Singapore? Can you have arts career? Arts career equals no hope. All these are potential texture hooks. Art career equals no money. That's a texture hook. Yeah. So this is a separate video. You gotta start with this question. Yeah.
Okay.
It does not matter who she is. Yeah. Does not matter. So you can just put in like in the captions, or you want to put in like a overlay later where after the texture hook you can put that, you can point to like whoever, you can do a pointing to her name, what she does, and and what she does basically. Yeah. So that is what you can do if that's what you need to do. So the introduction of her actually is not necessary. You can just put her put in the thing. Yeah. Sorry, put it in like a text box something. Okay, next.
Okay.
Art scene in Singapore. What would you say about that?
For sure, you will be rich in many ways, maybe not financially, but in terms of life experience, you will live a very full and rich life, very colorful. I can give the example of the film that
this
we are
is fascinating to me, right? Because she really creates a limiting paradigm that you cannot be rich doing arts. So I would challenge this, right? But in this case, I'm not there. Yeah, in this case, right, I'm not the interviewer, so I cannot. So if I were there, right, I would say, hey, you mentioned something earlier that it's almost as if you mentioned that it's you cannot be rich financially if you're doing arts. Is that something that is true? No, I wouldn't say it's such a direct way. I'd say that is there a possibility that you can also do well, do very well financially in the arts, like starting a business or whatever, doing a high paying creative role, something like that. So I would do that as a juxtaposition as an interviewer because it gives more dynamism in the video rather than next.
It's called Madame Margot. This film was shot in the Philippines, but was financed entirely by the UK. A lot of artists, especially in my field, I can speak for films.
I don't think that's needed. The part where it's shot and financed, that part, the entire part. This film was shot in UK, financed in, unless it's relevant to what she's saying. Can we replay first?
When you are close enough to a community and you have an important story to tell, it is possible to find money to finance the idea.
You have to include it, yeah. So in this, she's giving an example to illustrate the point, so you have to include it, yeah. Okay.
So when I knew the wildlife community a bit better, there was this idea about this newly discovered bird, and then I could also match it with a funder in the UK who was looking for new ways to tell natural history stories. And so put that together, and I was able to finance this entirely within just a month or two. So I think my advice for a lot of artists is know what is available, know your community that you're representing, and try to match needs and supply at the same time, and you'll still be able to be fed and be housed.
Stop. So it's FED, not
FED, yeah.
Oh, you put it there. Okay, next.
Yeah.
And be housed and keep the lights on.
Okay, stop. So this part is quite funny. So when she says to be fed, to be housed, you can do last time you can do like one zoom, two zoom, and then you can add in you can add in a PNG of like food plus a home. Then when she laughs, you can add in some like movement a little bit. So that's how you can enhance like a talking head edit if you want. It's not crucial, but these are just small enhancements to a talking head edit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Mm.
And keep the lights on.
Yeah, keep the lights on, when she's laughing, I think quite funny. So lights on and then the light come on, maybe an animation at the back. Lights on
Do
animation.
you all screen it anywhere else besides today?
Yes, the film is called Madame Margot. Madame Margot is a short film
Stop.
about.
My girl, you asked her to change already, right? Okay, next.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for context, we shot this separately lah. So
Okay.
we will merge the part where she talk about what the film is.
Okay, yeah.
The
Continue.
earlier question.
A drag queen in the indigenous community in the Philippines who discovers a wild bird,
Okay, stop.
and the bird inspires her.
So who there's a long pause before discovers. Now that one I leave it up to you to cut or not, because that one actually is 50-50 on me. Sometimes pauses add flavor to the video. In this case, she's thinking and the who has a lot of energy in it. So I will let the pause land so that her expressions can be captured. Yeah. So this is just something to note, 50-50. Sometimes I let it stop. Like I tell my editors, yeah, I tell you to cut micro pauses, yes, but when I'm telling a sad story and I say if the kid cried, tears stream down his face. Then don't cut lah. Let the thing sit lah. In fact, I ask them to slow it down to 0.8. So I let it sit, and then I purposely pause during that time. You need to catch the the context. Because when I'm speaking fast anyway. So you guys don't really need to cut because I'm skilled, right? But if I'm slowed down, there's an intention behind it.
Yeah.
I don't want them to. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
her dance. It's a crazy short film, 15 minutes long, but it is as crazy as that logline that I just told you lah. And it can be found on YouTube. Just search Madame Margot and it should pop up.
Oh,
It's the one
I feel like watching
that
it.
should be the
Nice.
one of the first few things that pops up.
I might watch it and then drop her a DM, say, hey, saw your interview, man. It's nice. Help you out a bit. You post it first, or I'll just drop her a DM sometime. Okay, great. This is good. This is a snippet by itself. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. This is a good like value adding thing. Might do some views. I don't know, depending on how good we shoot the hook is. And then the first one we have the same edit but two different textual and verbal hooks.
Two different textual verbals.
Yeah, I already said it, ma. Did I not give you two?
He signed off. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's the first one, right? The second one is I can't remember what I said just now.
Okay, I'll watch the recording.
Yeah.
Okay, can.
Okay.
Yeah. So if this is part of like a 3-part, is it weird? Because a prequel to this interview is
Yeah.
I show that I have met her before.
Okay, so the thing is this, right?
Yeah.
Nobody cares, right? At this level. Like people will not watch it in parts one. Like they just watch
Yeah.
it individually. That's the whole idea of short form content. People do not go
Yeah.
back and watch it in parts. Even for me when I did Radical Games, right? I thought, hey, my series quite interesting leh. I thought people would come back for the next parts. They did not leh. My first video had like 200k plus views. The part 2 and part 3 probably like 50. So then I realized it doesn't matter. Then I asked SGAG people, right? I said, hey, how come like that? Because they told me, hey, Radical Games not bad, yeah. I said, yeah, but I said the views not good. Eh. So I met them on the street. They told me that, oh, actually, Kevin, we have done many series. All our hooks at the end actually quite good one. But we realized that the best way to get views is just to post them all in one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like at the same time, 1 minute apart. Because people will come back immediately to look for that, right? And then that will help the algo. And then all 3 videos will kind of do well. Versus I post the next day, people forget about it already.
Yeah.
They try.
I
They
know.
won't come back the next day to kind of look for it. So in this case,
Yeah.
in this case, right, I don't think you need to post like back to back because individually they function as an edit by itself. It's not a very clear continuation. Like individually they can function as an edit.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter unless you're doing like very clear like part series kind. Then okay, post all in one shot. Yeah.
Okay.
Can?
Yeah. Okay. Can. It's like a prelude why we even got this interview lah.
Yeah. Okay, you show me just what is the textual hook for this.
Young filmmaker to make What does it take for a young filmmaker to make waves globally? Bambi's journey began here at Dunman High. At the recent Careers Day, Bambi and Clara returned to inspire the next generation of Dunmanians with their stories. They were once
Yes,
students just like us, active in
Okay, everything here is good. I need a better textual hook and a verbal hook. You need to be like that. That's fine, right? That visual hook is fine. Diamond High, good, right? So, you just think of any textual and verbal hook that you need to put in here. In fact, you know what? You don't need to add in a visual hook, verbal hook. Sorry, you don't need to add in a textual hook here because I think it's too much things. I mean, if you really want to, the textual hook can be somewhere slightly above the Diamond High logo, yeah, somewhere around there, right? Yeah. So it could be yeah, it can be the same as what I said earlier. Like arts equals no money. So that could be arts career equals no money. That could be a textual hook. Then your verbal hook could be, can you make it in the arts in Singapore? Can the arts make you money in Singapore? Yeah.
Okay.
That could be your that could be your verbal hook. Can the arts make you money in Singapore? Or then you can test this because it's easy to edit. You can test 3 variations and then post all 3. Because at this stage in your account, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so you can just have 3 variations of like a verbal hook and a textual hook. And then, or maybe textual hook remain the same, keep it simple. But the verbal hook, you change it 3 variations. Then you post all 3 and see which one does well. Yeah, that's the best. Okay? Then you report us in the chat. This is also an experiment that I want to see. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think TikTok will flag it as a similar video. As long as the folk is different, they will still see it technically as a different video. But if everything's the same, then they'll suppress it. Yeah, if it was the exact same video, then they'll suppress it. The second video will just like be suppressed. Yeah. So
Okay.
you can test it. Yeah. The rest, I don't think is an issue. I just have a feeling that it's fine. I don't even need to watch it because they're B-rolls, they're telling a story. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it's an issue. Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think so. I just looked at it. Okay?
Can. So this watch with part 2, okay lah.
Yeah, lah, just put it in another matter.
Okay. Then should I put like a part 3 here also?
In the captions you can put 3 out of 3. Yeah, part 3 out of 3, part 2 out of 3. Yeah.
Because we'll cut here and there will be
Yeah.
a watch part 3, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Rustin, for staying with us. I hope this helps and makes sense in terms of
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, because I'm trying to help you upskill as well, Rustin. Eventually, you might also
Yeah.
do 10 cuts. Yeah. Great. Okay, see y'all.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Kevin.